Всем добро пожаловать, продолжим ходить в Starfield. Отправляемся в заброшенную колонию. Лондинион. Нужно разобраться там с травмоферами. Тут прям уничтоженный город. Неплохо.
From what I'm seeing, this world...
So this is Londonian. I've heard the stories, but I've never seen it with my own eyes.
Inside the barriers, double time!
Уже бегу.
Man post is at the far end of the compound inside the old Terror Brew.
Видимо, они прилетели мне в мощь. По лору тут вроде никого не должно быть. Хотя, возможно, объединенные колонии здесь оставили какой-то отряд. Чтобы следить за городом.
I pride myself on knowing everyone on this world, and I don't know you. You're with the collection team then, I presume. Either that, or you're one deeply unlucky trespasser.
Капитан Phellon, авангард объединенных колоний. Вы меня ждете?
Vanguard, eh? Brief said you were an eclectic group. You must have really shined out on the fringe to get assigned a task like this. Ah, then this must be the rest of your outfit. Commander Hatum. I've no need for introductions, Major Simon. Dr. Walker, your reputations precede you, as does the urgency of your mission, so I'll get to it. Now, Londinion is one of the most dangerous places in the Milky Way. It's with good reason my soldiers and I do everything we can to avoid entering the city. Terramorphs are omnipresent, and the structural damage left behind when Major Sinon's father bombed its spaceport has turned large swathes of the metropolis into a decaying labyrinth. As such, we'll be providing you all with gear, information, and uploading municipal unlock codes to your robot. Every tool you could need to succeed out there. Except one. Once you're on the other side of those barriers, you will be on your own. If you get into trouble, my people will not be coming. Do we understand each other?
Значит, они следят, чтобы никто не заходил в город. И сами в город не пойдут. И не помогут мне. Можете ли вы сказать, с чем мы там столкнемся?
Terramorphs, and plenty of them. Outside our little sanctuary here, much of the planet is theirs. For that reason, we keep our trips into the city to a minimum. That also means our intel becomes largely historical once you go much beyond the defenses. It's also why I want to make sure I'm being crystal clear. Out there, you're on your own.
Я тебя с первого раза понял. Вы даже не послали спасательный отряд?
We are unwanted guests on this planet, and, as a rule, I don't put my people in any more risk than is absolutely necessary. We've got it hard enough out here. So, no, there will be no cavalry sweeping into the rescue.
Понял им. Не буду ждать подкрепления.
Precisely. I'll leave you to your preparations then. You can find your equipment in our armory, base of the tower just outside. And I do believe there's someone waiting for you there, Captain. Now, once you're outside the base, it's my personal suggestion you make a beeline to the nearby Aceles plant. It contains one of our field caches. Though I can't guarantee it won't contain anything else. I hope you all find what you're looking for out there. Robot, you're coming with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Commander.
Может, он лучше с нами пойдет?
their comms tower?
Should only take a few minutes. Let's get this done and get the hell out of here.
Percival will be scanning the city for our samples from here. When he finds one, he'll transmit the coordinates to us out in the field.
Вы можете точно определить местонахождение этих образцов на всем пути отсюда?
Pinpoint's a bit strong.
The equipment will be able to get us a rough location of any acceptable samples in the scan area. It'll be up to you, Kaiser, and I to find the things.
Я готов.
All right. Head over to the armory and gear up. Once you're done, we'll meet by the entrance to the city.
Да мне вроде не забирали снаряжение.
Okay. Hello. You match our description. The Vanguard captain? The cabinet wanted you to have something. Make sure you had the best tools for the task at hand. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Так, боеприпасов дал. И малыша. Что за малыш? Пулемет. В принципе, 3000 боеприпасов есть, но урон 12 — это смех. Я, наверное, даже броню не пробью. Так, измененный крепкий орешек. Вот это уже поинтереснее. 50-й калибр. Винтовка. Зажигательный патрон. Легендарный ранец. Кстати, неплохой, одену, наверное. Ну, шлем в чем-то лучше, в чем-то хуже моего. Ладно, в инвентаре посмотрю. На скафандр и шлем. Аптечки. Всегда бы мне столько снаряжения выдавали на миссии. Гантель так и быть остану. Еще винтовка 34 урона. Ну, такая себе. Моя лучше. Магниторез. Скорострельная винтовка. И аптечки. Ладно, пойдем.
Transfers complete. Those codes will allow you to temporarily restore power to most.
Скафандр хуже. Рюкзак лучше. Минус урон от пришельцев. Поменяем шлем. Попробуй, что ли, из пулемета пострелять все-таки. Наверное, внимание стоит только винтовка.
Facilities in the city. Systems should shut themselves back down automatically. All set on your gear? You.
Да, все взял.
Then let's get this show on
Сколько
the road.
еще раз меня спросят, готов ли я? И?
Kaiser? Percival, everything green on your ends?
Мы его ждали, да?
Personal comm should be routed through Kaiser now. You copy that?
Roger, loud and clear.
Perhaps too loud. Oh, you're a riot robot.
Kaiser, take it off.
Еще телепортируется.
Code transmitted. You may open the gate when ready.
All right. On our way into the city. Percival, where are we heading?
Running the first sweep. Got one. A sea lease. Not far. Old shipping yard just past the processing plant. Gene samples are probably in one of the containers.
Things. They're all dominated. Clean them out and keep an eye out for the morph controlling them.
Какой полезный робот. Заслонил зверюгу. Даже не дал пострелять по ней. Ну и где-то тварь. Чё-то FPS тут проседает. Мне кажется, мышка села еще. Может, дело было не в FPS. Секунду. Так, понятно, эта мышка разряжена. Еще секунду. Продолжим. Мне все-таки FPS тут проседает. Надеюсь, дальше будет получше. После того, как локация прогрузится. Трамбов, трал, наблюдатель, травоядный. Таких я еще не видел. Ни мелких, ни больших. Винтовка вроде неплохая, но дробаш лучше. Секунду, кое-что проверим. Может, FPS проседает из-за кое-каких настроек. Да, нет, все в порядке. Дело именно в локации.
Close enough for you to dial in the location of those samples from here?
Yes, they're faint, but I'm detecting multiple valid signatures. I have restored power to the containers.
Jackpot! Get down there and collect as many as you...
Термов подождут, надо. Чемоданчик вскрыть. В таких обычное оружие. Блин, не подходит. Жаль. К сожалению, хлам. Откуда здесь только оружие? Кто его туда ставил? Эта же часть города давно заброшена. Ну и сюда никто не ходит. Причем везде все разрушено, а эта комната хорошо сохранилась. Ладно, как дальше пройти? Видимо, не тут. Невидимка. Неплохо бахнул. Но я такие фаерболы не могу кидать.
Check your six! It's one of them!
Как же размывает картинку из-за их крика. — 260 опыта. Раньше мне максимум 100 давали за убийство одного противника. Так, видимо, там еще, да? В контейнере. Да нет, здесь проба. Ставлю на то, что в одном из контейнеров одна из зверюк сидит. Вы взяли контрабанду? Ладно, выкину. Еле дотянулся до двери. Гранатомет нашел. Но урон у него меньше, чем у дробаша. Так, теперь к Кайзеру. Зачем сюда залез? Что он делает?
Under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
What do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I am not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
Then we've got our answer.
Access unlocked. We may proceed.
Назад. Видимо, там что-то открыл. Откуда у меня уже перегрузка? Что такое тяжелое таскаю? Скафандры и пулемет. Блин, пулемет дорогой, жалко выкидать. Ладно, так придется побегать с перегрузкой.
Kaiser, this flora, this is Lazarus plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
You know, no one even realized it was a living
Корни как будто заморожены.
under a microscope and saw it had cells. Can't be cultivated anywhere but Londinian. Real marvel. How is that even
I will never
possible?
get used to seeing you do that.
Червяки не атакуют, их можно не трогать.
What's keeping you things warm?
Но их что-то напугало.
What's that? My God, look at it. A Lazarus in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only... What's happening? Captain, are you seeing this?
Чувствую, не стоит дышать этими спорами. Чё орёшь?
Oh my God. The heat leeches are terramorphs.
But no, it can't be true. Heat leeches are everywhere. They live everywhere. That means terramorphs. Oh my God.
You just saw that, right? You would tell me if I was losing my mind. That heat leech became a terramorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet are baby terramorphs. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they transform. We just found out how terramorphs move between planets.
Все колонии обречены. То, чему мы только что были свидетелями, не может так рождаться каждый терраформ.
No, Lazarus plants can't grow anywhere but here, let alone blossom. People have tried. Plus, if what we just witnessed was happening anywhere else, well, it wouldn't just be Londinian lost to these things. What we just saw, it must be some kind of alternate growth method. One that winnows 70 years of maturation into seconds. It's incredible.
Как это отразится на планах по очистке терраморфов?
That I don't have an answer for right now. But if they share a genome, like most nymphs and adults do, the microbe should have no problem dealing with heat leeches and terramorphs. The Aciles, we'll have to look into. But given what we know about the creatures, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to find that they've got an appetite for both.
Похоже, это серьезное открытие.
Pretty major is right. But if what we just saw, if that's possible, the Lazarus plant, it's clearly an accelerant for the terramorph, a heat leech transformation process. Make one into the other in an instant. But that means if anyone knew about this, they could trigger a terramorph spawning. You could sneak a leech into a city, leeches into a place like New Atlantis. Good God. The attack on New Atlantis, does this... Could someone have set that up?
Блин, опять этот баг с курсором. Надо будет его перезапустить. Учитывая то, чему мы только что стали свидетелями, это конечно, правдоподобно.
But first, you'd have to know the truth about all this.
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it.
We may proceed.
Go!
Перезапущу его, чтобы убрать курсор. Видимо, он появился из-за того, что я мышку поменял. Ну, стал отображаться еще и системный. Все, я готов идти дальше.
Combat procedures activated.
Он всего лишь 6 уровня, а я его не пробиваю.
All right, let's get to the bottom of this. First of all, Kaiser's got the cell data from the New Atlantis and Tau Ceti attacks, right?
Uploaded them myself.
Captain, let Kaiser take a look at that sample.
Beginning analysis. It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
Все-таки использовали эти
No
растения.
way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands. Jumbled here.
Попытался опять развести эти растения на других планетах. Я думаю, это означает, что растение лазера было использовано для запуска атаки в Новой Атлантиде.
Exactly. Someone saw the Lazarus plant in action and used it to trigger the attacks.
A bioweapon no one would recognize as one. Oh, that's a terrifying prospect.
Sort of thing that'll keep you up at night. And the sort of thing whoever did this probably didn't expect us to uncover. Makes some sense, actually. Tau Ceti was likely their first test. Someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on New Atlantis, would be a success. And the timing of that one. It couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking the cabinet to do something about the terramorphs. These attacks. I think someone planned them to set all this in motion.
Ее отец, скорее всего, замешан. Но разве вы не говорили, что это растение может расти нигде, кроме как здесь?
It can't. At least, I didn't think it could. But maybe if we're right about this, someone found a way.
Мне показалось подозрительным время появления этих терраморфов.
They certainly were. But having this answer, well, it raises a couple big questions. Who could pull something like this off? And why?
Не думаю, что содружество. Ваш отец все еще жив, и показалось, что его не очень-то волнует загубленной жизни. Может быть, он в этом замешан?
Let's save the discussion for when you all aren't standing in the universe's closest equivalent to hell frozen over. If we're gonna do anything to prevent more Terramorph attacks, human cause or otherwise, we need that final sample.
Roger that. Kaiser, get us into the spaceport.
The entrance is this way.
Классно он бегает.
I am unable to provide sufficient power to the lock mechanism.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
Где офис?
You're carrying too many odds and ends. Time to let something go.
Свежее тело.
There's the control panel. Still looks operable. Of all the things to survive.
Пофиг на ящик.
Reactivated. Error. Control system reboot required.
And we do that.
Дверь еще закрыта.
I think I see it.
Reboot engaged. Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Multiple systems unavailable. Warning. Priority safety concern detected. Exterior hatch power restored.
Back in business.
Warning. Emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Сейчас окажется, что там заперли тераморфов.
That's my father he's addressing. He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral! It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet will be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility. Other than our casualties? Yes, sir. Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. I'll send ships as soon as possible. Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swarmed by those things. That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
An invisible weapon. He knew. He knew about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk.
Для начала нужно выбраться отсюда. Ну ладно, давай поговорим тут. А, еще запись надо было взять. А теперь поговори, да?
Hey, Victus. He destroyed this place. Killed these people to keep what he knew about the Lazarus plant and the Terramorphs and all this a secret. Didn't he?
Я именно так его и интерпретировал.
He saw the potential of the plant as a weapon and hid it away. He killed those people to keep them from sharing what they might have seen. Condemned this whole city to death. He's...
Тот, кто думал, что сохранение тайны спасет жизнь.
Oh, you make it sound like a miscalculation, when in reality it was an unmitigated disaster. And
Я думал, Сара как раз одобрит эту реплику.
A calculated loss. soldiers for the rest of the galaxy. That sounds exactly like what my father would do. But it doesn't. It can't justify slaughter. Wait. If the plant was used to trigger the attacks, that means Vivictus... He might have been involved in what happened on New Atlantis. I hate to say it, but I think your instinct about him might have been right.
Это единственная зацепка, которая у нас есть.
And even if he wasn't directly involved, I guarantee he knows something.
So you're telling us that the attack on New Atlantis was Vivictus's responsibility, just like the loss of Londinium. That's insane.
But I guess we're not getting any more answers right now. Come on, let's go get that last sample. Kaiser, try it now.
Unsuccessful.
Guys, your sample. It moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
That doesn't sound good. Eyes peeled.
Что-то активировал, но не знаю что. Кайзер, ты что за мной бегаешь?
Well then.
That sound! Get down! What is that?
Hey, it's putting out some kind of signal. Raiders lighten up. I think you're due for some company. They're going to eat you alive.
Чей это голос?
The signal that thing's putting out to call in those creatures, I think I can nullify. But I'm gonna need some help. There should be some radar equipment around the port.
Рядовик босс.
Online, and I'll relay my signal through there.
I guess we should grab that sample while we can. Good. Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done.
Куда побежали?
Can't let good resources
Now
go
I've
to
lost
waste.
my appetite.
Final sample secure.
All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival, you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon.
Что ждем?
pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there, but it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion.
Это чуть не стоило пар пальцев на руках и ногах, но да, мы их получили.
Hey, was worried about that myself, though I know I wasn't nearly as much at risk of limb loss as you all were. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Vay Victus knew about this damn plant?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
Не вижу причин ему врать. Слушай, мы кое-что узнали, но больше я ничего сказать не могу. Я обещал.
He needs to know. Vay Victus is alive, which means he could have been involved in the attacks.
Alive? He's... Vay Victus? That can't be true, right?
Unfortunately for us all, yes, it's true.
So that means we have a suspect.
I believe that's exactly what that means. Look, Captain, Percival and I, we need to get these samples back to the lab. Ensure we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the terramorphs. But Vay Victus is the only solid lead we've got on the attacks. Since you're the only one who knows where he is, can you speak to him? See if you can get him to cough up anything he might know.
Я сделаю все, что смогу.
Whatever you can turn up is more than we have now. We'll all meet back at mast, outside the cabinet chambers. They're gonna want to know everything we've uncovered here. Best of luck, Captain. And thank you for dealing with him.
Меня могут не пустить к нему.
Visiting the Londinian has left me with a longing.
Кстати, если бы я сразу спрыгнул вниз, как бы я потом поднимался сюда. Пришлось бы это все походить как-то, ну, чтобы сюда залезть. Ну, чтобы поговорить с мужиком.
It's like you've tapped into the universe itself. Open fire! Score another point for our side.
Нужно разгрузиться. Надеюсь, места на корабле хватит. «100 килограмм? Откуда столько? Я уже вроде все скинул». Ранец забыл. Но все равно больно. Большая загрузка. Понятно. Тяжело еды насобирал. Ладно, так сойдет. Чувствую, теперь полчаса диалогов будет.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Okay. No.
Странно, что разработчики не сделали быстрое перемещение в здании Маст, но при этом сделали быстрое перемещение к ложе. Вечно тут падают стаканчики.
Authorized personnel.
Систем много. Ну, хватает планет, где почти ничего нет. Ну, только какие-нибудь рандомные события. Ну вот карта. Это все разные системы. Ну, у некоторых он по две системы. Вот солнечная. Систем тут выше крыши. Запаришься, все бы летать. Ну и в каждой по несколько планет. У некоторых планет спутники есть, и еще всякие станции. Ну, крупных городов вроде 4, или может 5. Но если говорить о размерах, то какая-нибудь серия X будет побольше. Ну или No Man's Sky, там тоже, наверное, вселенная больше. В Элитке тоже, наверное, побольше.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for?
О, мы сделали это и многое другое.
Good news then. So, what exactly are you doing here? Plenty still to be done in defeating the Terramorphs, no?
Мы нашли запись, на которой вы обсуждаете использование терраморфов в качестве оружия.
Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us.
Извините, но я расскажу кабинету министров то, что узнал. Считайте, что это ваш шанс признаться.
You know you're far more clever than I expected. You want to hear the words then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau City. New Atlantis. My doing. years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian, learning to synthesize it, use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
Все-таки заказал пневмак. Я думал, ты будешь копить на машину сначала. А все остальное уже потом. Сотрудник? С кем вы работали?
All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble?
Ты хочешь на свободу? Потому что ты безумец и убийца. Не живешь для того, чтобы сеять смерть.
Hardly. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's terramorph outbreak and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
В общем, опять хочет развязать войну. Эту информацию нужно было передать, защитить ее, чтобы она никогда не была использована.
It's easy to judge now, but the Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. In that moment, I wasn't about to add another dangerous variable to an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero.
Она чуть не умерла.
Advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
Что, наконец-то заказал? Ты об этом? Значит, вы убили граждан объединенных колоний из-за какого-то оскорбления вашей чести? Вы больны.
There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the other. And we all benefited. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
И машину берете. Они бы посчитали меня... Они бы посчитали меня за то, что я убираюсь за вами. Кривой период. Если вы ждете, пока я скажу спасибо, то мы здесь задержимся.
I'm simply looking for you to acknowledge the truth. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orleza's role in the attacks to the cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlez and Orlez alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together.
Даже не мечтай. Но ему, наверное, лучше не отказывать, а то что-нибудь учтит. Знаете, я не уверен, что скажу кабинету.
Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger perspective in mind, Captain. We've done something great here. Let's not squander the opportunity to do more.
Конечно же, расскажу о нем. Кредит взяли на машину? Или у кого-то просто заняли?
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Ну, в общем, в кредит, да? Насколько? Только собрались, да? Я думал, вы уже договорились насчет кредита. Так, куда мне подойти-то?
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the acyles are both as effective against heat leeches.
Давайте
as they are
использовать
against
животных
terramorphs.
против них.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with
Животные,
this.
может, и растения съедят.
I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant?
Он дал признательные показания, но он организовал нападение из своей камеры.
I knew it. The second I heard that recording, I knew. Why? Did he say why he did it?
Перескажу ей. Он сказал, что пытается исправить ущерб, нанесенный имени Санона, сделать вас и его героями.
It takes some deeply twisted logic to think anything did more harm to the Sanan name than him.
So you're telling us that the attack on New Atlantis was Vey Victus's responsibility? Just like the dooming of Londinian? That's insane. All that just to help restore the family name? How did he ever think that was going to work?
Это почти
Once we
сработало.
inform the cabinet, they can ensure he won't be able to do anything like this ever again.
Он попросил не поминать его участие в терактах, сказал, что нужно учитывать те жизни, которые он помог спасти.
I'm sure he did. But he killed dozens of people. And I'm not about to let him get away with something like that. So I guess that gives us our final answer. Nothing left to do but head in and see what the cabinet thinks of it all. Unless there was more to discuss. This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the Terramorphs.
И даже после этого его, наверное, не казнят. Так и оставят в тюрьме. К какому методу борьбы с терраморфами вы склоняетесь?
Microbe is gonna make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make this safe.
I do know the science.
Пускай природа сама все сделает.
And a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0. So I guess we're still in discussion. Probably best at this point to let the cabinet weigh in, see if they have a preference.
С моей стороны больше ничего нет. Давайте отправимся туда.
And here we go.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
Второе сообщение от того, о ком я думаю.
This report comes from a particularly confidential source both you and I are familiar with, yes. Among the reasons its findings are so alarming.
Даже не все в Совете о нем знают, да?
Was the attack on New Atlantis planned?
Да, но вы не волнуйтесь, мы нашли преступника.
The second report claims to know the perpetrator as well. Did Reginald Orlays actually commit these attacks, Captain?
И да, и нет.
Orlays.
Адриана, я думаю, ты должна им сказать.
Well, ma'am, it seems your report is incorrect. Francois Sanon was responsible for the attacks.
He did what?
That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order. This information does not leave this room. Now that's quite the accusation your group is leveling. Seeing as Francois Sanon has not left containment for the better part of 2 decades. You have evidence to back this up?
Так, и что это значит? Проиграть запись. Это, наверное, та запись, которую мы нашли в городе, да? Проиграть запись.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this. And said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little chat with the Admiral?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. Well, I don't think the United Colonies can thank you enough. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Vevictus sooner. I intend to rectify that mistake immediately.
Что с ним будет дальше?
That will be up to the cabinet to decide. But I don't appreciate our mercy being taken advantage of.
Хорошо, мир станет лучше, если в нем не будет Вая Виктис.
I'm inclined to agree, Captain. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
Наверное, стоит привлечь другие фракции. По крайней мере, фристаровцев. А вот сектантов не факт. Какие меры будут предприняты колониями для защиты завода?
Well, luckily the natural hostility of Londinian makes keeping out trespassers relatively easy. But we'll ensure its growth is contained, that access to the plant is only permitted via highly regulated clearances, and that our troop presence on Londinian is increased.
Охраны недостаточно. Он должен быть уничтожен.
We're already discussing the elimination of one species, Captain. Explain to me why you wish to eliminate another.
Уничтожение его и обращение за помощью к Содружеству Свободных Звезд докажет, что у колонии нет злых намерений.
Yes, absolutely. The UC has to be as transparent as possible from now on. Otherwise, we could be risking a second colony war.
That is an idea with some merit to it. Decrease the likelihood of anything like this occurring again, and further relations between our two factions.
Two birds with a single stone. Very well. We'll include the collective in the removal process. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps. The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the Cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the Captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
Ясен сначала мне это не понравился, но он оказался в итоге самым адекватным среди них. Развертывание Акелис — самый безопасный путь. Это мой голос.
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into unpredictable sciences.
Here's hoping they'll be kept on a short leash.
That, madam, is most certainly the plan.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the Captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you three the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Что это значит? Что такое гражданин первого класса?
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies, or done great things for its cause. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the cost of colonial goods. And I'm told the penthouse is rather impressive.
Да. Пентхаус так дадут или придется за него платить? Спасибо, госпожа президент.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sanan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
Вопрос в том, будет ли у него нормальное задание для меня еще. Или дальше только какие-нибудь бесконечные. Майор Адриана.
Captain?
Так она не присоединилась к экипажу.
I just wanted to say, I could have never guessed where all this was going to lead. But now, knowing what I do, that my father truly is the monster I always thought he was. Well, I've just spent a lot of my life in pursuit of the truth. So, you bringing it straight to me, it just means a lot.
Не надо об этом, мы же друзья.
The best ones certainly do. You know, I was thinking, while we were there on the podium, if I wanted to try and see him again. After all, it could be my last chance. But I knew the answer before I even finished the thought. I didn't. Because confronting him, what would I gain from that? From letting him remind me I can never truly be rid of him? Nothing. Now, all I'd be doing is acknowledging that he still has some sway over my life. And while I can't do anything about his role in my past, I'm not about to let him control my future. And thanks to what we've done together, that future is brighter than it has been in a long time. Words can't do justice to how grateful I am for that.
Пойдем со мной.
You know I can't do that. I've got an assignment. But I wouldn't be upset if you came by the HQ every now and then. Remind me how much I owe you.
Просто рад был помочь.
Well, I think it's safe to say you succeeded beyond anyone's wildest dreams. It's been an honor, Captain. Good luck out there.
Что по заданиям? Ну все, задания колонии закончились. Ну, к офицеру еще подойду. Может, у него еще будет какое-нибудь нормальное задание. Вопрос только в том, на каком этаже он. Тут. Уже и шариков накупил. Ты бы сначала дождался. Самое оружие. Теперь тут сидит. Смотри, быстро надоест.
Well, I've got to say, this is a first.
I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. Congratulations, Captain.
Спасибо, это большая честь для меня.
No need to thank me. You brought this all on yourself. I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and services should now have a thanks for protecting the colonies discount. And the credits should be in your accounts now. But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Phellon Realty office. They should be able to grant you access.
Но если не надоест, то бутылки закончатся. Почему тогда будешь стрелять? Где находится эта риэлторская контора?
Just out the front door and across the plaza, by the embassies. Look for the Phellon sign.
Это невероятно щедро.
Higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they appreciate what you've done. But
Пусто.
with all that squared,
Если
it's time to get you
в
a
кусте кто-нибудь сидеть.
There are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot skills to use defending UC space. Or you could help the TMD in cleaning up terramorphs. Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting biological samples to keep an eye out for any, new alien threats on the horizon. Any of those missions call to you?
Образцы теперь нужно будет собирать. Ну, какая-нибудь ерунда. Задание принеси, подай. 4500 шариков. Немноговато. Хотелось бы провести миссию авангарда. Реально выполнил только одну.
Suppose that's true. Well, we can remedy that right now. Ah, here we go. Report says ships at these coordinates fired on United Colonies craft. You're clear to use.
Нет, только не бои в космосе. Все, я придумал, больше не хочу выполнять задание авангарда. Так, а где Персиваль? Все еще висит задание поговорить с ним.
Super and Ultra, Captain.
Сколько хоть он стоит? Бастиан Граф хотел, чтобы я поговорил с вами.
Okay, didn't see that one coming.
3600.
No need to say any more. I know what it's about. He's convinced he deserves a promotion, which to him means a transfer, a command post, maybe a new ship and a big office. Do you know him well? What do you think of him?
Так, это другое задание. На одной из станций мужик попросил замолвить за него слово. Ну и он хочет повышения. Скажу честно, мы только познакомились, он попросил меня оказать услугу.
Fair enough. Clearly patience isn't his strong suit. I thought the constant stream of messages was a bit much, but if he's gonna be sending people here... Alright, I received some good advice from someone in the Vanguard.
Хватит пистолет.
I'm gonna run with it. I'd like you to deliver this message to Bastion on my behalf. The full authority of Vanguard leadership. He's gonna be the first and only recipient of a new commendation. Quite an honor. I hope he appreciates it. Please, give him my regards.
Так, я хочу зачистить несколько тераморфов. На самом деле, наверное, нет. Но задание возьму.
You ready to head out right now?
Я готов.
Let's get to the details. Okay. These coordinates should get you.
Это просто, наверное, наводка на тераморфа на случайной планете. Это, наверное, бесконечное задание.
Just be smart out there. Don't want you getting banged up too bad on your first hunt. Super and Ultra, Captain.
Еще вроде с кем-то надо поболтать, да? Ну-ка, фракции. Эти задания фракционными считаются. Но мне кажется, это просто бесконечный квест. хоть и не в этой категории. Вроде все сделал. Осталось только к риэлторам сходить. Найти бы их еще. Мне они как-то попадались, но я точно не помню где. Если я правильно понял, они где-то с этой стороны. Как же не хватает карты. Так, ну тут банк. Служба новостей. Не вижу будку риэлторов. Кстати, если что, можно прямо вниз спуститься тут. Но делать там нечего. Не тут ли риэлторы? Хотя это вроде храм. Да, это храм.
The embassy district is a controversial place.
Фиг найдешь нужное место. Здесь уже магазины. И риэлтор вроде в другом районе. Один раз у них был. Просто случайно наткнулся. У них что-то типа киоска. Даже нормального здания нет.
Are making me a bit jealous.
Надо будет сейчас заканчивать. Например, сюжетку колонии добил, остались пираты, еще какая-то фракция на неоне, ну и фристар. Правда, не уверен, что за фристар будет прям отдельная компания. Тут архивы. Офицер как раз упомянул архивы, что риэлторы рядом с ними. Тут, наверное. Или опять этот храм. Может, это не храм, а риэлторы все-таки. Это риэлторы.
United Colony's newest Class 1 citizen. You've made quite a name for yourself in New Atlantis. In fact, the higher-ups want to thank you for your dedicated service by giving you one of the nicest pieces of real estate in the city. It's a premium penthouse at the top of Mercury Tower. Best location in New Atlantis, in my professional opinion. What do you say? It'll just take a second to get you registered as the owner.
Я заинтересован.
Great. You're in for a real treat. It's one of my favorite apartments in the city.
Не зря же я искал 5 минут.
You're all set. Your new home's located in Mercury Tower in the residential district.
Метку поставь на карте. Куда идти?
Gorgeous floor plan and an unbeatable view of the city. Now that you're an owner, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around town.
Отличная метка есть. Или нет? Она, наверное, тут на заметках. Посетить свой новый пентхаус. И поговорить с Персивалем тоже тут. Про него еще забыл. Но сначала посмотрю на пентхаус. Так. Метка на метро. Как бы мне спуститься? Ну, может, теперь тогда не платить за дом 120 тысяч. Раз у меня есть пентхаус тут. Нафига мне дом на какой-то непонятной планете, где я ни разу не был. Так, ну, пентхаус, конечно, большой, но где вся мебель? Понятно, саму квартиру бесплатно дали, а за мебель по 1200 надо будет заплатить. Или ее вообще нельзя купить. Балкон есть. Надо будет потом спрыгнуть с него. Ну, хочу посмотреть, будет ли загрузка. Привет, Люцин. Да тут вообще нифига нет. Даже кровати вроде нет. Вообще ни одной. Даже поспать негде. Шикарный апартамент. Может, не успел я въехать в апартаменты, как меня ограбили? Все-таки можно закупиться мебелью, да? А где хоть искать-то? В риэлтора опять? Или где-нибудь тут? Снизу, может? На ресепшене можно купить мебель. Посмотрим. Долечу я до земли, нет? Нормально долетел, без всяких загрузок. Тут вроде никого нет. Значит, к риэлтору надо идти, да? Или я в самой квартире не заметил какой-нибудь терминал для покупки. Я просто нигде не видел в продаже мебели. А вот. Верстак можно поставить, да? Прям самому можно выбрать место. Все, я сам нашел. Чё я тут не могу поставить? Недостаточно ресурсов. А, тут еще материалы нужны. Блин, лучше бы деньги нужны были. Ну, любые, в общем, все верстаки можно поставить. Мебель тоже можно самому сделать. Конечно, прикольно, что можно квартиру самого ставить, но, блин, почему для этого материалы нужны? А, теперь еще и новые исследования будут. Мебели. Только этого мне не хватало. Может, еще и перк какой-нибудь есть секретный, связанный с открытием новой мебели. Плакат повешу хотя бы. С каким-то жуком-носорогом. Манекен есть. Оружейный шкаф, да? Да. В общем, можно выставить свое снаряжение. Наверное. Терминал оплаты штрафов. Терминал для того, чтобы выбирать бесконечные задания. Кстати, может, сюда можно будет быстро перемещаться теперь? Если нет, то... это провал. Что бы еще поставить? Ну, хоть какую-нибудь кровать поставить. Может, просто матрас расстелить. Как повернуть? Хватит мне матраса. Здесь у меня какой-нибудь рюкзак лишний, нет? А, жаль. А удалить можно? Нет? Или переместить? Что-то не вижу возможности удалить предмет. Типа все. Теперь эта вешалка тут навсегда. Может изменить? Изменить. Не удалить можно. Но что-то не работает. Нажимаю R, ничего не происходит. А, надо удерживать. Ладно. Пофиг. На пентхаус. Думаю, я тут спер и в последний раз. Только надо поспать хоть разок. Часик хотя бы. В своем личном спальном мешке. Так, и Персиваль. Посмотрю, какие у него задания. Я правильно понял, что эти задания бесконечны по убийству тераморфов? Ты не в курсе, Дюцин? Так, какой район? Ну, отсюда, наверное, добегу. Мне вообще на другую планету. Так он, наверное, тогда на Марсе. Метка на корабле. Я задумал где-то тут теперь.
There's something I need to talk to you about.
This is a dangerous assignment, but you all are here because you can handle it. So any questions?
Ты же вроде бы в Антарктиде осталась.
You come see Dr. Walker or I. Little problems left unchecked? Yes?
Why, hello, fellow Class 1 citizen. That's never gonna get old. Now, was there something you needed?
Я слышал, у тебя работа для меня.
You heard right. These terramorph attacks, they caught the UC off guard. UC brass doesn't like that. So, they want us patrolling the front lines of xenological life, ensure we've got intel on any possible new alien threats. Which means we need someone to track down said aliens and harvest samples from them. And not just any sample from these animals is gonna do either. We're trying to build a comprehensive picture here, which requires specific cells from specific family lines of some oftentimes unfriendly creatures. But since dealing with unfriendly creatures falls square in your wheelhouse, well, I figured we might be able to recruit you for the task.
Можно меня рассчитывать.
Glad to hear it. There is just one additional wrinkle. UC spec this as a one-person job, but I convinced them this sort of task merits expert backup. So, if you're interested, they've agreed to let you take Hadrian with you. You'll have to convince her, of course, but I don't think she'll fight you too badly.
Так все-таки она может присоединиться к экипажу. Я был бы рад, если бы Адриана снова прикрывала мне спину.
I expect she wouldn't mind too badly being out there herself, so pay her a visit before you head out. Now, let's get you the details of your first quarry. Here you go. Head there, find your specimens, and bring those samples back here. I'll have a tech waiting outside to collect them.
Ну, это опять же, наверное, бесконечное задание.
You shouldn't need to kill
Ну,
these
только эти связаны со сканированием пришельцев.
Hey, you need something?
Сразу ее скиллы появились. Я хотел бы кое о чем с тобой поговорить.
Okay, I'm listening. What's going on?
Вступаю в мой экипаж. Речь идет о моем полевом задании. Мне бы не помешала поддержка.
Backup? What does that have to do with me?
Я надеялся, что ты пойдешь со мной. Думаю, из нас получится хорошая команда.
Come with you? You can't be serious. There's no way Percival would okay that. I have important work to do
Он
here.
сам мне предложил. Персиваль уже дал согласие, но считаю, что мы хорошо сработаемся, и я тоже.
I mean, I do too, but leaving the TMD? That's a big decision.
Мне кажется, она и хочет вступать в мою команду. Ну, пожалуйста.
It's not in my nature to say no when someone asks for help. Especially not a friend. I saw myself staying at the TMD for the long haul. But if life's taught me one thing, it's that plans don't always work out. If you really need backup out there, I'll watch your six.
Я рад, что ты с нами. Думаю, вместе мы добьемся многого.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you for the offer. Really. It was unexpected, but I think this will be for the best. Both for me and for the settled systems.
Как же она сопротивлялась, но в итоге я все-таки смог ее завербовать. Пусть идет на корабль. Хотя, есть ли у нее вообще хоть какие-то навыки корабельные? Так, где она тут? Адриана. Она будет хороша только как напарник. Если ее с собой брать, на корабле от нее 0 пользы.
I'll head out soon. I just need to talk to Percival before I go. He's gonna get an earful for arranging this without talking to me about it first. See you, Captain.
Если бы он тебя предупредил, ты бы придумала причину отказаться. Так, ладно, наверное, закончу я на этом сегодня. В следующий раз, скорее всего, сразу полечу на Неон. Хотя, может, я эти задания все-таки попробую выполнить, хотя бы по одному. И посмотрю, будет ли продолжение. И каким будет продолжение. Может, тут все-таки еще есть нормальные цепочки квестов. И за колонию. Все, всем спасибо за внимание. И спокойной ночи. Да, надо заканчивать. Не хочу сегодня засиживаться до 2 часов ночи. Мне надо сегодня выспаться. Все, спокойной ночи.
Okay, hello.
Ну, кстати, не знаю, может быть, я от Старфилда немного еще отдохну. В следующий раз что-нибудь другое будет. А не Старфилд. Но к Старфилду еще вернусь. Все, пока.